I just got back from Winnipeg. I picked up another load of syrup. These hives are extremely hungry, which is encouraging. That means these hives are growing. They're demanding resource and they are, moving forward. So this is the warmth has come back. Our nighttime lows are above 5 degrees now, which is allowing these clusters to expand a little bit more, take a little bit more of a chance to expand out. I'm going through a massive hatch right now. These big colonies need space right now. So because of the warmth, because of the progressive nature of the weather right now, we're slapping boxes on top of these colonies. And I'm anticipating that these dandelions will be showing up anytime soon now. Because Mother Nature's kind of put a pause on things, pause on development, about 2-week pause. So with this warmth and maybe a little bit of rain, I'm anticipating that all of a sudden things are just going to spring back and we're going to get a nectar flow here. But until then, I got to get syrup on these colonies. I got to bulk them up. I got to make sure they have what they need to be able to keep growing. And it's more so, this pail is more so an insurance, just to make sure that they have what they need. It's a box of bees. This is a hive that needs space right now. And that's what I'm doing. Going around, adding space to all these big guys. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a box on top. I'm going to take these as a split. They have 2 foundation on the outside. They have 2 honeys and then 4 empty combs in the center. And the idea behind this is this box of bees is massive, it's growing. They're going to move right up into the second. They're going to clean out the 4 empty frames in the center, as the queen will stovepipe up and then come and lay in those 4 frames. She naturally wants to go up and lay into this box, the space above her. It's just what she's geared to do this time of season, is moving up. The reason why I have the foundation on the outside is, for one, is because I don't have enough equipment. So I just fill up the extra space on the sides with, with the empty foundation. The other is, I tend to get behind in my work, especially because we're wait, and then all of a sudden we're behind in our work. So by having this foundation on hand, and let's say there's a big hive like this one, and there's all of a sudden a big dandelion flow or wildflower flow, and there's a resource being packed into this colony and I'm not getting to them in time to be able to split off that strength, this foundation just gives those new bees a place to draw wax and to store honey. So just a place to, drop a whole bunch of energy, a whole bunch of resource without them, thinking about going into swarm mode and buggering off on me. So that's just a strategy I use to help protect myself from when I fall behind and such. So after we get these boxes on, we should get them all on today and tomorrow. The next round we're going to do next week is we're going to start going through and equalizing all the rest of them. This one doesn't receive a second box because there are only like 4 or 5 frames of bees in there. So what my strategy is, because I can't get through all 1,200, 1,500 hives all at once, because if you had noticed, I wait for the weather to improve. These colonies are all growing, they're all developing, but I don't want to actually work with them through that cold. I'm just kind of allowing them to grow and progress. What this box does is it helps me identify the big ones and take the full split. So I put the space on. These guys are tidy for the next 2.5 weeks. So then as these guys are working out these big hives, I'm going through these other medium type hives, smaller hives, and I'm robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. So when I beekeep, what I'm trying to target is the ideal conditions, and because doing that, workload's a bitch, so we employ these little strategies to help us spread out that workload. So we're targeting the ideal conditions, we're targeting the ideal hive condition, hive strength, by employing these little tricks. So this just helps me buy some time. because basically I'm going to be pulling a full split of these guys anyway, so I'm just allowing them to do it for me. And then these other smaller guys, we can go through with the crew and we can just kind of shift around strength. So there's going to be some stronger hives that need, you know, one framer brood pulled away. I'm going to take that, I'm going to drop it into a hive that maybe needs a framer brood. So my goal after I'm done all this work, after we equalize all these hives, after we strip off all these splits, my goal is to have my apiary exactly the same strength. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. My job is at this time of year is to just make everything the same. Finding an interesting little something around our feeders. Finding this around all of our feeders. It's like a resin or something. So bees fly in, I don't know what this is. Carrie thinks that maybe as the bees go in, this is the oil off their feet. Just like on human hands, like you put your hand up against the wall, leaves a little bit of a handprint. She figures this is just like the oil on their feet as they go in, and this is just the residue as they go in and out. And with the mass amount of traffic in and out, it leaves this residue. Because I was thinking it could be like a resin off trees or something, but I don't know why they would be depositing the resin on the feeder like that, but it's very sticky. So it could be syrup that's got stuck to their feet while they're feeding, and because their feet are a little bit oily, like Carrie says, you're bringing it up, transferring it, and this is where every one of the bees kind of lands here and crawls in, or crawls out and flies away. So it's quite significant. I don't know what it means, but real neat. Every one of my feeders looks like that, and it just started happening within the last week.